Craft Training Center of the Coastal Bend has been an active, viable entity for some 24 to 25 years, and they have had adult classes in the evening for that period of time. They had just completed a new $3.2 million facility, state-of-the-art, 68 welding booth labs, electrical lab instrumentation, and they wanted to begin a high school program. So I started to work with them in February of 2008 to develop the high school program and to expand the adult program as well. What happened is when I really understood the value of the curriculum through NCCER, National Center for Construction Education and Research, and saw how the Automated National Registry works, as well as the curriculum, I was amazed, and I thought all of my years in education prior to this, 35, 40 years, I had seen so many students at all different levels who have a different intelligence, not lesser, just different. And they are people who could instantly understand mechanics or hand-eye coordination relative to spatial dimensions and all of these types of things. And often these students were not particularly interested even in completing high school or in continuing in traditional education, say a community college or a 4-year track. And I thought, how many of those students would have thrived in this environment? I was always so reluctant as an educator to point them to a career school or to something else because I thought, I don't know if these places are really legitimate instruction or will it be recognized beyond this city. So that's the really great thing about Craft Training Center of the Coastal Bend and the association with NCCER. I can look any parent in the nation in the eye, grandparent, superintendent, and say, this training is creditable. It means something across the nation and in other countries. Yes, you are going to have a high school transcript, and perhaps instead of having a community college or a university scholarship transcript, you are going to have a national transcript through the Automated National Registry. And this is exactly what fits so many people who have these different kinds of intelligences that we have not been appreciating and encouraging in American education over the last 15 to 20 years. When students come to us, they are often unsure of what their future after high school might be. Often they say to us, I don't want to go to college for 4 years. I don't want to sit behind a computer. I don't want to be in an office. I want to do something else. But I want to have a job that pays well, that I can support my family. I want to have a career that offers me advancement and pride in my work. And they just blossom and thrive when they see that within the world of craft professionals that they can develop this. In fact, they realize fairly quickly that if they will learn their craft, become professionals, continue their education and development of their craft, work towards excellence, apply everything they've learned in math and science to their craft, as well as show up to work on time, stay sober, don't do drugs, that they can make more money than people with bachelor's degrees and master's degrees. And they have this great feeling of accomplishment that they have helped to build something, that they have helped to maintain the chemical plants, the power plants, the refineries of our nation. All of that is the tapestry. It's just the foundation of everything that we do. So we tell them all the time, what you're learning is important for you, yes, and for your future family. But your state needs you. Your nation needs you because we're losing the edge with innovation, the great American spirit, if we fail to continue to develop those talents and those great intelligences that are something different than sitting in a desk and repeating rote knowledge. What we are seeing, both with our adults and with our high school graduates, is within 3 months of graduation or completing. Now, completing could mean that they have completed 2 or 3 courses. They haven't stayed with us to graduation. The bad news is they didn't graduate. The good news is they are employed and they're making great money. So we typically are seeing between 97% and 100% become employed within 3 months after graduation. Now, because we are having such an employment boom in our area with the refineries, the chemical plants, Eagle Ford Shale, oil play, we're at 100%. And we could probably have employed at the completion of our program maybe twice as many as we have now: welders, pipe fitters, instrument techs. We have great shortages. So there are tremendous opportunities to see these young people, men and women, 18, 19 years old, but they have to have the craft skill, who have mastered pipe welding, instrumentation, pipe fitting, to be able to go out, pass the industrial test, and make very good money. Very good money, perhaps as much as their parents have been currently making. We have many companies who come to our campus to recruit. We have several companies now who have told us as soon as we have welders that are completing and are 18 years old, so that they are employable and can pass particular industrial tests, the 4G plate test for welding, a pipe fitting test, 6G pipe test, that they are definitely employable. We have calls all the time asking for more people. I think that often people who have been primarily in the educational field as their main employment track for a number of years perhaps do not fully understand how craft professionals work and how all of that has evolved. When I was young, we were told, oh, stay in school and get an education. If you don't, you're going to be digging ditches. Well, digging ditches today is high tech. No one can just go out and dig a ditch. You're going to have confined space training. It'll have to be done with some sort of a piece of equipment for which you must be certified, and you'll have to be drug tested, and you're going to have to be credentialed. And you have OSHA regulations and all kinds of state regulations. But people are paid very well for those knowledges and those skills. So often, then, perhaps, those of us who are in education, and only education for a long time, have not looked beyond the blinders. And we tend to keep saying, 4-year degree, that is what you have to do. But that is not true. It's so amazing to me that as a nation that appreciates and promotes diversity of nationalities and backgrounds. And we say with pride that we are comprised of people from many nations. And yet, when it comes to what are our expectations about what you should do as a young person in order to be successful, we are very limited and we have a very narrow view. 4-year education, that's what counts. We're seeing many people with college degrees who are not employed. The study from Harvard, Pathways to Prosperity, we have the highest college dropout rate of any of the highly industrialized countries in the world. We have to look at people in the same way that we've looked at them through the eyes of the Constitution, and that is, people are different, and we have to let them blossom in their own way. And one size doesn't fit all when it comes to what are you going to do for the rest of your life. And I think that's the burden, that's the challenge to us as educators. Leave your classroom, get outside of your campus, go to the industrial areas. They're not dirty. They are not unsafe. They are some of the safest places that you can be in the nation. And all of the mathematics and the science that we are teaching only from the abstract and wringing our hands because people don't get it, go there and see the applications of the mathematics, the science, the physics, everything, every day. We will all become better educators. We'll become better informed about helping our students develop their own talents and intelligences for lucrative, satisfying careers. So the main thing I would say is there are alternative paths to four-year college degrees. They're not lesser. These intelligences are different. We need them as a nation. We need to encourage them. It is from these areas that we will get new inventions, that we're going to get innovations, all of those types of things. And we need to be more appreciative and aware as educators of those differences and of the different opportunities and paths that are available for success other than the one four-year college fits all.